Hi there, it's Mrs. Drake with the flute. We are going to be doing Book 2, Lesson 6. Book 2, Lesson 6. And I hope you've already warmed up on your scales. If you haven't, turn off the video and go ahead and warm up a little bit. Okay, Lesson 6. Okay, a new rhythm on this page called Triplet. And what it looks like is 3/8 notes. Sometimes I call it a three-legged TT. But in this situation, notice it has a 3 underneath it. So it is not considered TTT. It's considered a triplet. And I like to think of the word triplet because it has 3 syllables. Triplet. So each 3 of them equals 1 beat. So they're each worth mathematically 1/3. So triplet fits in 1 beat. Triplet, 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 triplet. So song number 1, everybody take a look at lesson 6, song 1. The nicknames would be tripleta, tripleta, tripleta. That it would be the speed that you have to take your tongue. So on song number 1, starts on a G. It'd be that would be the speed. So everybody warm up a G. Song 1. 1, 2, ready, go. Hey, I just noticed that had the new note B in it. Did you see that in the 4th measure, the high B has a natural sign next to it? The high B has a natural sign next to it. So I'm going to play song 1 again in a second, but I want to review how you play high C. So you put your fingers on, high B. So you put your fingers on high C, and then you put your thumb down on the regular spot, but don't put down that other finger that creates B flat. So it's C with your thumb, and that's B. High C with your thumb is high B. So I'm going to play 3 notes in a row. I'm going to play high C, high B, and then high B flat. And you'll see that there's 3 downward steps. Try that, everybody. Okay, let's play song 1 again, because maybe last time you didn't get that high B natural. Notice in the 4th measure, that B, you have to play it as the new B natural. Everybody warm up the beginning. 1, 2, song 1, go. Alrighty. Okay, everybody look at song 2. In song 2, notice it has no flats by the treble clef. The key signature is no flats, no sharps. So every note in this song, in song number 2, has to be played as a natural. And this one is called the C major scale. And some of you have already learned the C major scale. So they put some reminder naturals by the B's and the E's, but they put them in parentheses because they didn't have to write them in. They just want to be kind to you and remind you that the E has to be played as E natural and the B's have to be played as B naturals. Okay, song 2 is a major scale, so it's going to have the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do sound to it. Song 2, everybody warm up the first note, C. Song 2. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. Okay, song number 3, notice again it has no key signature. So all the notes have to be played as naturals. All the notes are naturals. And the very first note is E, so make sure it's E natural. As I scan through the song, there are no B's in it anyways, so you don't have to worry about the B natural. But there's lots of E's, so remember the E's have to be played as E natural. Look ahead, do you see that there's a first ending and a second ending? And then there's also the DC al fine repeat type. So that DC al fine, remember, means leap back to the beginning. And you notice that the fine is at the end of the first ending. Okay? All right. Also scan through the song and notice there's lots of slurs. If you have never played this song before, I encourage you to try it first without any slurs, just to get your fingers right. The slurs I consider icing on the cake. If you feel like you have good fingers and good rhythm, then go ahead and try to do the slurs. Also notice that at the end of the first line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, measure 7. Do you notice how that C is tied to the next C? So I want to point out how it has like this double slur. Remember, when a note is tied to the same exact pitch, that C is tied to that C, that's considered a tie. So that's a tie underneath a slur. So the tie you might be able to do, of course, even the first time playing it through, you might be able to do the tie. But the slurs do make it quite a bit more difficult. So it's up to you whether you want to do the slurs or not. And would you notice the first measure, it has E with a slur over it. I'm going to get rid of that first slur. In my book, I went ahead and just crossed it out. I feel that's a more advanced concept. That's where you flick your tongue a little more gently. It's not considered a true tie. It's a different situation. But anyway, so song 3, I went ahead and just got rid of that slur. Okay, so song number 3 starts on E natural. Everybody find E natural? Okay, song number 3, including the repeats in the DCL fine. Ready, get set, go. All right, and that was Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes, song number 3. Okay, song number 4. Again, if you want to leave off the slurs the first times you play song number 4, go ahead. It's kind of a challenging little song. Notice there's no key signature, so that means the E's have to be played as E natural. And you've got to decide for yourself. Do you think you'll remember it, or do you need to draw in a few natural signs on the E's to remind yourself? Okay, so the speed of this one will be... Everybody go ahead and warm up the beginning. Okay, I'm going to do the slurs. Remember, for you, they're optional, especially if it's the first time you've played it. Song 4. 1, 2, ready, go. Beautiful little melody. Notice that it was written by Bach, the German composer Bach. Beautiful little melody. Okay, song 5. But remember, if these songs, if I'm going too fast for you, for the first times through, just lay your flute on your shoulder and just move your fingers along with me. Just listen to me play these. The first times through, don't feel that you have to play with me. Okay, song 5. Check the key signature, B flat, E flat, and A flat. So, A flats, you know your own mind. You need to write reminders on the A's to remind yourself to play A flat, or do you think you can handle it? Notice there's some accents. Those little arrows over some of the notes mean flick your tongue a little harder than usual to make them come out a little bit louder. And do you see on the second line, they even wrote down the lyrics if you wanted to sing this song, I suppose. Okay, T, grasshopper, T, ta. Everybody warm up the first measure. first note is low G. Everybody warm up the first measure. Okay, song 5. 1, 2, ready, go. And that was Little Brown Jug. Okay, the one on the bottom is Let the Party Begin. And I want to remind you that the last song in every lesson, there is a recording that goes along with it. And I already sent that to you. So if you want to play Let the Party Begin with the band, there's a full recording of a band. So remember to check that out. Okay, this one's kind of challenging. Again, feel free to leave off the slurs the first times you play it. You see that there is a tie under the first slur also. So those two C's should be linked in one breath. No key signature. Do you trust yourself to remember to play E natural and B natural? You might want to write reminders on the first E and the first B. Draw a natural sign or highlight them or something. So again, remember, all naturals. If you want to leave off the slurs, it's okay with me. Okay, so the very first note is high C, and then there's a rest, and then the next note is low C. So everybody warm up high C and low C. This one's kind of tricky. The first time through, you might want to just listen to me play it. Okay, let the party begin. Ready, get set, go. Two, three, 1, 2. Kind of a weird little song. But remember, if you use it with the recording, maybe it'll make it sound even better. Okay, so that was lesson 6.